And welcome back to Scap Talk, everyone. Today's episode, we'll be discussing more of the Tarkov 1.0 experience, starting with balance changes, reviewing some of those changes that may affect your gameplay. The flea market experience, we're going to go into a deeper dive into those changes and how that's been feeling. Then we're going to dive into good wipe for Kappa. Giga's been pondering as he's been doing some shooterboard in heaven for the first time in a millennia. Excited to talk about that. Then we're going to switch pace, go to, oh my god, I cannot Tarkov. And then 30% advantage in every video game you play. Talk about that. And before Halo, there was Oni.
Yes, indeed. So before we get onto that stuff, obviously Tarkov 1.0, consuming my entire existence. I have been playing a lot. I've been thinking a lot. I've been writing a lot, editing a lot, filming a lot.
You've been doing like a video every day, right?
Yeah, video every day, stream every day. It's been pretty crazy. I'm going big for the 1.0. I mean, I usually do this for the first like 10 days or something, and then I start to slow down. But there's so many. I think also partly the lack of content from the wipe before has kind of helped, because I haven't really talked about, like, usually each wipe I'll do like, a video on like each individual gun, like things that are like good or bad or whatever.
Right.
And last wipe I just kind of felt like I couldn't really, because you either couldn't access the stuff or it just wasn't very interesting. Like nothing had really changed. There was no new content. Like, whereas now there's like new parts for like so many different weapons. You can talk about an individual gun and say, look, this has got this thing and that thing and the other thing, and this is why this is different, and lots of stuff has changed. So it's a good time for making lots of videos. So there's still plenty of content. Like while I'm thinking about ideas, I'm just like, oh yeah, I could do something on this and something on that, something on this. So trying to pick stuff that's not going to take like, I mean, it does end up taking me the entire day. I'm always just like, I'll just jump on in the morning, like make a video, and then it's like 4 p.m. and I'm just like, I've been doing this for 8 hours, and then I like stream all night until midnight or like 1 in the morning, and then get up again at 7 and start again. So, at some point I'm going to start sleeping a bit more, but that's not for now. I have started feeling it in the last couple of days. Actually, I was just like, had to have a nap here and there, just being like, I'm like quite kind of tired. It's like I've been working a lot. Like it's fun, but at the same time, I'm just like doing a lot. So but it's good. It's a great opportunity. You got to make the most of it. I think, especially after the last wipe, definitely don't want to take it for granted. Like
for sure,
being sat around for 3 months, not really sure what to do. I mean, we were doing the renovation, that kind of thing, so it wasn't too bad. It was good, well timed, I would say. But with 1.0, it's a good time to just like kick it really, really hard. We'll see. We've still got, by the way, we've still got the pay. We talked about last time about the paid sub drops and the controversy of those, and people did the subs and it didn't work and like all this stuff. Well, that's been rescheduled, so that's going to be tomorrow. And it's starting at 11:30 my time, so 6:30 Eastern, and it runs for 3 weeks or something. So people could come in and get their do their 5 gifted subs whenever. It's like the sub to a streamer incentive thing. So it's going to be like a 3-week thing. But obviously, most people come in on the first day. Like I would say, probably 70% or 80%. People just come in on the first day. So,
and what do you like? Yeah, you gift 5 and you get stuff in game, or how's it work?
Yeah, it's just cosmetic stuff, really. But my camera disappeared off the feed that you sent to me, by the way. Just letting you know. Oh, there we go. So I think I can't remember what this stuff was. So like I think the first one is like a hideout. If you do 1 gifted, most people do 5, right? And also Twitch has got a promo on at the moment for 5 gifted anyway for a discount. So it's like you kind of may as well. I think it's probably the same price as doing 3. So if you do 1, you just get like a hideout skin and that's it. And then 3 is something, I can't remember what the middle one is. And then the last one you get like that weird waist pouch, but it's like a luxury bag waist pouch version thing. Like it's a bit strange. You get like one of the Miller tactical swords in a different color, and like just stuff like that. I guess you probably will be able to claim it every wipe, I imagine. I'm not really sure, but anyway, people are going to want to come in and do it. It's like good thing for the streamers. BSG doing it kind of like it's sort of a BSG never pays any streamers, so it's sort of like their roundabout way of doing it. They're like, the viewers get something, they get to support the people who make the content. Like it's quite a good thing. We had it one time before. Was it I think it was the Twitch box that you could store the streamer items in. I think it was that.
Yeah.
And you can get it in game, but you have to do the quest every wipe. But you can just redeem it at the beginning. And it's just like, it's for streamer items specifically. It's not like crazy OP. It's just like a fun thing. I think people like to do like 3 gifteds or something. But anyway, so that's starting tomorrow. So I'm gonna do this is gonna be like probably my last like really big push. We'll see, but this will be my last like super big push. And I'm gonna start like 3 hours beforehand to prepare. Let people come in. 8 my time. I'm gonna do 24-hour stream and go until Sunday morning from Saturday morning, and then curl up in the corner and sleep on Sunday sometime in the day. I don't know what's gonna happen, but anyway, that's happening tomorrow, which is gonna be kind of cool. Outside of that, so the main game itself, so we've had some tweaks. I think the main one, like the topic du jour in general about main Tarkov outside of just usual stuff about the game itself is probably the fact that like every man and his dog is using the Marlin, the MXLR, which is the lever action, which is understandable. And we've had lots of conversations about why this is and whether it's overpowered and, all of this stuff. And I think that my personal take is the fact that there's so many bolt action quests in the game that it just drives people to use the easiest thing. And the Marlin's obviously way better than the others. It's counts to bolt action, but it's 100 RPM. But anyway, what happened to this is the Marlin is still on Jaeger 2. The bad ammo is still on Jaeger 2. And they originally moved the good ammo, 308 ME, which has got 42 pen or something, so it goes through all class 4 helmets. They moved that to Mechanic 2. And then they've now moved it again, and it's now gone up to Mechanic 3. So you basically need to be level 30 to get this thing at any reasonable price. So that's at $500 a round, something like that. So you need to be level 30 to make that work. It's sort of a shame there's not an intermediate round, because I think, let me just check what it is, but I haven't even looked because it's just so terrible. I think the regular one is called LOKT. That's like the starter ammo for it. And it does do 96 damage, but it's 24 pen, so it won't even go through a class 3 helmet with a 50% chance,
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
It's just kind of rough for a gun like that.
Right.
Like it's, like people talking about like whether it's overpowered or not. Like I think the ammo is good, and the ammo probably is better off being where it is, but it's like worse than anything that's actually semi-auto and has ammo that's sort of even somewhere near equivalent. I would say it's I don't think the Marlin is any more overpowered than like an SKS with PS rounds, for example. Like you can have a 20 round mag. Like this thing only can fire 6 shots before you have to reload it manually, right? There's no magazines for it. Like the ammo is good. And it's now 70k as well, so it's a bit more expensive. Yeah, you can't suppress it either. Like I think there's definitely downsides to it, but it's more a symptom of the fact there's a million bolt action quests than anything else.
Right.
The other thing that they did is they did add the good ammo to Mechanic 2, but as a barter. So you can get it, but it's as a barter, and it's for a cowboy hat, which is, it's fitting. So obviously the prices of cowboy hats spiked to like 200,000 rubles instantaneously, which is crazy. And it's a pack of 20 rounds. So when it's not as bad as that, but when it first came through, it was like $10,000 or 10,000 rubles a bullet.
Yeah.
For the barter, right? Because it's just in such high demand. I'm not sure what they're at now. Maybe cowboy hats are like 70k. It's come down, and it'll come down over time as more people get to Mechanic 3, unless people want to use it. It will ease as time goes on. But at 70k, you're still talking like 3,500 rubles per bullet. Counterpoint though, when you're using the Marlin, a lot of the time you'll have the Marlin and another gun. So I've been either using like Marlin VSK, Marlin Kedda, Marlin 74U, Marlin pistol, like whatever it might be. And so for killing scavs, you're not necessarily using your Marlin ammo, right? Unless you're doing a specific bolt action quest that requires it. And so I had like an insane raid on Woods. It was like one of my best raids ever, like in my top 5 raids of all time on EFT.
Really?
And I killed 5 PMCs on Woods and Sturman. Oh wow. And I think I fired, and I had an M4, so I actually went Marlin M4, so I was going quite kitted for that one. I did 4 of the 5 shooter born in heavens on Woods in literally one single raid.
Wow.
And 1 kill with the M4, and then killed Sturman with the Marlin as well. And I fired 10 shots. So because of the type of gun it is,
with the M4 included.
No, with the Marlin.
Oh, okay.
The M4 I was like whatever, right?
I was like, oh my god.
But I only fired 10 308 MEs.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the time I'm like killing scavs with the M4, or like wandering around, or like spray down a guy with the M4. But then I see you guy at range, and it's just like, okay, wait for you. It's like normal bolt action style, really, except like the build up is exactly the same. You're like waiting for your shot opportunity, and then you get the opportunity. But it's like when you miss on your opportunity, then it's like fire as fast as you can until like hopefully they die, you know. But a lot of the time, if you do it right, then you end up in a good position, and they just go down. So if you do it right, you don't need to actually use that much ammo. So yeah, there is some justification for spending the money on it. But anyway, lots of people were annoyed by that, which I actually do understand. You know, if you're like playing after work and you're like just about to get to Jaeger 3, so Jaeger 2, and then you get to Jaeger 2 and it's just like, oh, the ammo's on level 20 now. And then you play all week, you're level 19, you're just about to get to level 20, they're just like, oh, the ammo's on level 30 now. And you're just like, God damn it, like BSG, can you just stop?
Yeah.
Can you just stop moving it? Like I had a couple of people who were like, it literally, I've been like within touching distance of the ammo, and then they move it like in the few hours before I'm going to reach the stupid level. So I get it, but I mean, there's no way this ammo should have been on Jaeger 2 in the first place, right? It's quite obvious, right? It's about the same as M80. I mean, it's just an oversight. It should have been up in the top, the top echelons to start with, at least Mechanic 2, but makes more sense where it is now. So there's that. Yeah, they made the M16s a bit cheaper. I've not really played with the M16.
I was gonna ask, like, how much cheaper? Do you know?
I actually don't even know. I'll pull the game open now and have a look, because they were a lot more. It was when I did my like level 2 weapons guide thing and went through, and I was just like, why would you buy this? Because the G36C is like a lot cheaper. Why would you pay for the M16? I don't understand. And you still probably have to mod it, right?
Yeah, and didn't you even say the M4 was cheaper, if I recall, or something? Might be wrong.
Probably is on the Flea.
Oh, okay, that might have been it then.
It probably is on the Flea. I'll have to look and see what it is. Oh, wrong encryption params. Yeah, getting a lot of errors in Tarkov these days. I will say. Oh goodness. Yeah. Anyway, so I'll open that up and we'll find that in a minute. So yeah, what else then? So I guess like just some other like random news beforehand, before we talk about some of the other bigger topics. There's going to be a Christmas event soon-ish. People have been asking, are we going to get snow soon? Nikita's teased a event of some kind. We can see the first part of the poster. It doesn't look like Korovod because it's like spelt slightly differently. I think Very Bad Scav found some sort of festival thing called Koliada, which it could be, I guess. It said on his thing like the Koliad, a winter festival, a sacred ritual that appears in ancient Slavic mythology, symbolizes the rebirth of the winter year, Eastern Orthodox Christmas celebration. So like, could be that. Don't really know, but so I guess like we're probably going to get snow relatively soon, I would think, which will be nice. It's always nice to have the snowy season. You can actually see people. There's no bush camping, which is kind of cool. So that's going to come at some point. I don't know exactly what format that's coming in. And I think I was looking through for like the other news outside of like the Twitch drops thing.
And there was some minor balance changes. And there was a 5.5
Marlin.
Yeah, 5.56 prices got adjusted, whatever that means. And then Euro and USD trader price exchanges got rebalanced.
Oh, yeah, that is sort of important, I guess. So USD was 200 rubles first, and then that meant, but it was weird because you could sell stuff to Peacekeeper for the equivalent of like 160. So buying dollars from him was just really expensive. So you wanted to sell items to him. I think that was maybe unintentional. I don't know exactly what they did there, but they've reduced it now. So it's now, I think it's about 160-ish for buying dollars. So it's 160 rubles for every dollar, which is a lot more reasonable. Yeah, it's like close the gap. I sort of had a balancing reason for it. Like, you sell stuff to him, it's better than if you just like buying the stuff from him directly. But anyway, they've kind of fixed it. They've closed the gap a little, so it's not as bad as it was before. And I think euros also is a bit better too, because euros was crazy. There was like no way to get euros, right? Like you can't sell to any trader to get euros. You just have to, you have to do it on the Flea. Then you have like Flea listings are just inundated with like dollar prices and euro prices because of the in-game discrepancy. Like, it's just so painful. But at least that's done. And they fixed it. Okay, so the game is open. So the M16A2, which is the starter one on Peacekeeper 1, and this is the burst version.
Oh, okay.
Now this is the burst one. That is now $525. which is fairly reasonable. The Orge one for comparison is 632, so it's a little bit cheaper than the A2. Sorry, the A1, which is the full auto one. That one is $546. So it's it's about the same price actually. And the G36C is $532. So it's about the same price as the G36C, marginally more expensive, but about the same price. Which, I mean, I'd probably just buy the G36C still, but that's just me. Because I mean, this thing, you look at the you look at the A1, it's just like the proper classic, M16.
Yeah,
like
Vietnam.
fixed handguard Vietnam style. Like you look at the G36, it's got like a rail on top, it's got rail underneath, it's like ready to take a suppressor. Like I don't know. I've just not really felt much need to use the M16 yet. I mean, they're compatible with pretty much all the parts for the M4 and stuff. If you do want to do something, but yeah, I don't know. I've just not really played around with it yet. Just haven't really felt the desire to. So the other like the main thing that I've kind of been playing around with is this whole like flea market gating thing. I'm still like not entirely sure how I feel about it in general. I think PSG have kind of like taken a lot of lessons. I do actually think they learned for once, right? Because usually they go like, oh, we're taking all this feedback, and then they don't learn anything. They just make the same mistakes over and over again, which is like painful. But I do think they actually learned something from the hardcore wiping that people just don't want to be like. People don't mind like getting punched in the balls by the game, so long as they could feel that there's like a way to at least try again. And I think with the hardcore wipe, a lot of people quit because it was just like you get punched so hard that now you just can't really play. And so at least if you can just attempt multiple times, then you give people the ability to continue on. And in this wipe, there does seem to be fairly plentiful loot. It's like relatively free access to stuff. It's gone mostly back to normal Tarkov. I'm still surprised that we don't have like a complete flea market gate, but I think it makes sense for new people joining the game. They get to experience the flea at level 15, but obviously you can't really buy most of the good stuff until level 20, level 25. Like you can't. The hideout is like half fanning raid, half not, but you can't buy things like hoses and whatever until level 20, 25. So the flea at 15 is like kind of it's the kind of civilian flea at level 15. It's like rigs and some armor and like a bit of food and some meds and stuff, but you can't buy lots of stuff there. So it's sort of okay. It's sort of fine. I do still think there's a bit of a discrepancy between like having it open like this. It just means that if you power up through the levels, you can buy because I can buy lots of stuff now that other people can't buy. Yeah. And so I've now got a big advantage. Whereas with the flea being shut, I'd still be kind of scrabbling around for class 4 armors and that kind of thing. Well, like I really am not at all.
I'm assuming you can sell at any level. I think I might have asked this last week. Oh,
they're the same.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So buy sell is the same. Yeah, so it's gated the same thing. So in some ways, it's kind of annoying because so you can like build up. It's kind of hard to make money. I don't know whether that should change really. Whether they should have it so that you can sell at any level but only buy at a certain level. Because say you need like relays for the hideout. It's like you can have a bunch of relays. You can see them trading for 150k. You just can't interact with it. It's like quite like annoying.
Yeah,
and people are like, oh, I need the money, but like I can't sell them. But I can because I'm a higher level, and I think it's like I don't know. I think it's a bit imbalanced towards like grinders personally.
Well, see, that's the thing. I would think if you put it where, you can sell but you just can't buy, then you have a increase in supply, and so like naturally the price should drop, especially if like how Tarkov works and the listings. So you would end up like the grinders would end up paying even less.
Maybe, but currently the people who are supplying can't buy either, so they can't buy for their hideouts either at the moment. So I don't know which way it would be. I don't know which side would balance out, right? Because they're locked out at the moment from. Oh, actually, no. What you're saying? Yeah, you're saying if you could sell but not buy, then you're only bringing supply side, and then the demand isn't there. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Okay, yeah, it probably would just be lower, but then it would be lower like forever, probably. You just wouldn't have the crazy spikes early like you do now, which is quite fun actually. I quite like there's something I quite like about the dynamic flea economy. There's something emergent about it that I enjoy. It's like
I get that.
It's one of the crazy systems, and this happens in real life too. This is exactly how it is in real life. Is that in a vacuum, if you just said like, okay, we're going to set up this system, and here's like some commodity or some product or whatever, and it's on a free market, like, what is the price going to be? it's like almost impossible to predict. Like you could kind of like predict some, some of the dynamics, like is it going to get more or less expensive based on this or that? If this thing happens, will it go up or down? But to actually like choose the price, it's like near impossible because it's a combination of like, the two sides meeting at some intermediate middle pricing ground. And I love the fact that Tarkov has that mechanism. It's like, there's a demand for relays, there's a supply of relays, and like where that meets, like if BSG turns down the relay drop rate, the price moves like this, and then as they turn it up, it drops down like this. And as more people reach the Flea, it drops. As the demand disappears because people have done their hideout, it drops. Like I love the sort of the dynamic of it because it's very natural. It's like it's just player driven. The systems get set up and the price is emergent out of the player behavior. I really, really love it. It's like an economic little simulator.
Yeah.
It's very cool. It's very cool that it works like that. And so I think it's much more fun when prices are like moving around, or it's like it's really low, and then suddenly everybody gets to generator 2, and then it's just like relays go through the roof, and then they go back down again after the spike in demand's gone through. It's like as the bell curve of like player hideout progression like passes through that item. It's like I just find it fascinating. I find it fascinating, but anyway, so yeah, so the flea market thing, I think at this point, I think it's fine. Honestly, at this point, I actually don't really care anymore. If you're a grinder, and I've been like kind of grinding mostly. I've not been streaming all day every day. I've not been on like 12 hours, 14 hours, but I've been on pretty, at the beginning a bit more like 10, and then recently more like 6. So I'm a level 33, so I'm like probably the highest level I've been after 13 days or whatever. I've been like really pushing the hours. Those people are just gonna have more stuff than you anyway. The higher trader levels, they can already buy more stuff. Like at that point, it doesn't really matter. You're just sort of tweaking around the edges, but having it gated, it's like there's still things I can't buy now. I think having it gated by level per item is quite interesting. Like what some of them like more critical ramifications that I've realized later on that are very intentional is things like scopes. So you can only buy so sites, for example. So anything that has 1x 2 something. Oh, what's happened? Oh dear, something's happened to our stream. I was like, it looked like Doom or something. The Discord quality's blown up, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. So anything that's got like even so much as mentions like 1 times in the description and is variable, that's at least level 35. So the TAC 30 is level 35 on the Flea, so I can't even buy one yet. And then the other ones, the good ones, quote unquote, the Voodoo, the Tango 6T, the Schmidt and Bender 128, and the Razor, they are all level 40. So you have to be really quite high level to access these things. And this wipe, I think the XP, and this is partly to do with the permanent character, the XP required for this wipe, I think it's gone up by like 50% or something. So it's, like that slog from level 3 traders to level 4 traders is now, it's quite a long slog anyway. Like trying to grind up through level 31, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I'm doing right now, it's like it feels like it takes an eternity.
Oh yeah,
it feels like it takes an actual eternity. So I'm not gonna be able to buy these things for ages. So I've had to kind of like branch out and look at some others because you're allowed to buy anything that's not. I think it's the level 25 for the other ones. So I've been using things like the Schmidt and Bender 3 to 20 on the Marlin. So it starts at 3 times, so it's big, and you can't use it in CQB, but I wasn't using it for that anyway.
And then it goes to 20.
It's quite fun, really. And it goes, yeah, you could see into their soul, this thing. But it's quite fun. It's quite, it's nice and big. I was like looking at some of the others, like, oh, maybe I use the March Tactical. Maybe I use, and some of these ones that have been terrible for ages because of the variable zoom, they're like actually not that bad. Some people in my chat were like unironically using the March Tactical, which is like a scope that people just never used, and it was unusable until the variable zoom came in. But because all the others existed, why would you ever use it, right? But now it's like, I might actually use the March Tactical. It's like the next best after the 1 times is the 3 times, which is that, and the Schmidt and Bender 3 to 20. And it's like, oh, maybe we end up using this thing. So yeah, I've been using that 3 to 20 a bit on the Marlin, which it's been okay. It's been fun. I don't mind. You can get the TAC 30 from like the barter, but it's like 3 Kappas. It makes it like 100k or something because Kappas are expensive and whatnot. But anyway, that's kind of interesting, I would say, from like a blocking perspective. There is actually, before I say that, actually, the way that the ammo works on the Flea now, I think is actually really, really good, and I think it's unintentional, and we've ended up in like the perfect place.
Ammo doesn't work on the Flea though, Giga. I don't understand.
Exactly. Exactly. So ammo cannot be sold on the fleet in and of itself, but ammo boxes can.
Is that intended though? I mean, it must
Probably not,
be.
but
Oh
it's
god.
perfect. It's perfect because the traders. I think. I mean, there's some small exceptions, but the traders don't sell boxed ammo. Mostly. There's a few, but there's the most of the trader ammo and most of the stuff that you buy. I think the box ammo is usually barters as well. So
Right.
most of the trader ammo that you buy is all like actual bullets, and that can't be listed, so you can't flip. So we've got open fleet at the moment with no found in raid, but without ammo flipping because
Wait.
the ammo can't be put on there.
I forget. Can you buy stuff from the traders nowadays and sell it on the Flea?
You can, but not ammo because ammo
By
can't be
ammo
listed on the
boxes,
flea
you
market.
can.
But ammo boxes you can, but the traders don't sell ammo boxes. So if you find a stack of M856A1
But you can
in
just
raid,
barter.
you can sell that.
Yeah.
Because the traders, I mean, how many ammo boxes are actually sold on the traders? It's like Prapor sells BT and SPP, and that's it. Skier doesn't sell any. Peacekeeper doesn't sell any. Mechanic sells this 308 ME,
Don't
which you
forget
can only buy at level 35 anyway.
the rip
Jaeger
ammo
sells
for
some
the
horrible stuff.
shotgun. When you complete
Yeah,
setup.
there's like a couple. There's like a couple of things,
Yeah.
but the vast majority, like 98% of the ammo, is sold in bullet form, which you can't resell. So we've
Yeah.
got a flea market now where it means that you can sell stuff that's not found in raid. You
I see
can
what you're
resell
saying.
stuff from PvP within limits, right? Obviously, you can't resell things like class 5 and class 5 armors and stuff like that. And you've got to stay within the limits of the flea market. So you've now got like the limits of the flea market and the flea market bans. So you can't sell stuff like the Bastion's level 6 headplate kind of deal. But you are allowed to sell boxes of ammo up to the point at which the flea market ban comes in place. So you couldn't sell a box of M855A1, but you could sell a box of M856A1. And so we've got like up to the class 4 beating ammo, but only in box format. So it's kind of rare. So you can buy it if you want, but it's kind of expensive. It means this person had to specifically take it out and want to list it on its own.
Mm-hmm.
And you also have to know that that's possible. I just think it's in such a cool place. Like it's such a cool place. I think it's worked out really, really well. It's worked out really well.
I haven't really
I think
interacted
it's
with
awesome.
it or thought about it, so
Well, the
no
only
comment.
reason why I thought about it was because I was looking at it for setup. This is where I first started thinking about things because I was just like, the only slugs that you really want to get is AP20 slugs, and I was like, I wonder if you could buy AP20 slugs in a box because they're boxed up. And I went on the flea market and I was just like, oh my god, there they are. You could buy 25 rounds of AP20 in a box for 37k. So if you're doing setup and you love slugs, like, well, maybe that's the thing, but they're pricey, right? It's like how much is that? It's like 1,500 per
Yeah.
slug. So it's like, okay, well, it's expensive. It's a bit like it's a bit like when you could sell ammo on the flea, but it was found in raid only. It's a bit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was actually also okay, because it was like it's there, but you have to pay a big premium for it because it's a specialist thing. So it's
Right.
like it's possible, but it's not something you're just going to buy. You're not going to buy mountains of it. That's the thing. That's why I quite like it, because with it just completely open on the flea, you just buy mountains of like BT and all the other stuff. Like, don't even bother looking for it in raid. Just like buy mountains of it off other people that have. But with the boxes, people have to specifically go and sell it. It means that it ends up being more expensive. It's a specialist thing. You can buy it if you want to. Only got to a certain threshold. I just think overall it's working out really well. I
Can you
really do think
put
it's really working really well.
boxes in your container?
No. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure no.
Just curious. Well, you know my gamer brain's thinking ahead of the curve.
Yeah. Just hoover it up and then sell it on the flip.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the answer to that is no. I'm almost certain. I haven't tested it, but I'm almost certain.
It seems reasonable.
But it's good. Then the other side to the fleet, which is weird and a weird change that somebody pointed out to me yesterday, and I was just like, I think you're wrong, and it turns out they're right. Did you want to say something before I move on?
Is there any level cap on the boxes? I'm guessing.
Apparently so.
Oh.
Because I can't buy the 308 ME. So I actually didn't think there was. Well, no, there definitely is. I think it's like maybe it's 20 or 25 or something. It seems to depend on the round. So a box of 308 ME. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. Ammo pack. They are on the flea. They're 44k, but I can't buy them until level 35 or list them.
That's
So I need
very
2 more levels before I
interesting.
can buy it. It is, isn't it? It is. Whereas I can buy a box of LOKT, no problem. I could buy M856A1, I'm pretty sure. Check. And you can buy like 100 round packs. Yeah, so I can buy a MiG-561. A 100 round pack of a MiG-561 is 230k.
That's I mean, that is pretty interesting because you might already said this, but it's just now hitting me. You could buy, let's say you buy a pack of M856, I don't know, M855, whatever. You buy some ammo for your M4. You go into raid, because obviously that's why you buy it, right? You die, someone loots it, they now can't sell that ammo because it's been unpacked. So now they have to like use it. So like it's like a one-way in and out system. Like it has to
Yes,
be
exactly. But
looted
then
and
it also can't go in
extracted.
your container, and so
Right.
they get it. So it's like everything's working nicely with this, I think.
It's kind of interesting.
I hadn't even thought about that next step actually, but I'm pleased with that next step too.
Yeah. It makes it really valuable. Like when you, the player, find it, you can sell it, right? If you don't want to use it.
Yeah.
And then it's still, I mean, it loses a bit of the value, I guess, when you die and someone kills you. But like, it's still like, if you're gonna use that, it's still just as valuable. I don't know. It's very interesting actually because it's almost like Found in Rain in a way.
Sort of.
But I mean, I guess it basically is. Is it not Found in Rain? Just with like weird steps in between.
Kind of. So it's like, well, so the box is, yeah, because it can't go in your butt. So it is found in raid by definition.
Yeah.
Because if you die, you lose it anyway. Then you sell it on the flea market. It goes to somebody else. Then it's not. Then they unpack it. Then it's not found in raid anymore. Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It
interesting.
kind of is, except it can't go in your container. So that's kind of like it's like anything like that where it can't go in your container. So it's like found in raid doesn't even really come into it. But yeah, but then the fact that you can't sell it again, yeah, you can only buy it, unpack it.
I mean, I guess
Sell
you
it, and then
could
you can't
buy
sell it now.
it
You have
and
to
then
use it.
resell it if you really wanted to
You
without
could.
unpacking it.
You could.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know, that's
Yeah.
kind of interesting. I guess it's like
No,
Found in
it
Raid,
is weird.
but with extra steps and no container. Weird.
Yeah, it's curious. It is curious. Now, the other thing I was just going to say about the whole like Flea system is that they seem to have done something very weird, and it looks kind of deliberate. I thought it was an oversight at first, but it looks deliberate. And someone pointed this out to me yesterday. Is that you can buy technically Corund front plates on the Flea. So they've added some class 5 armors to the flea market.
Oh, that Corund.
Yeah. So the class 5 kind of 2-piece plate that goes into the front of the Corund armor, that you can buy on the flea market now, but only at level 40. So it's at a super high level, at which point you can buy the Corund anyway from Prapor at that point.
Because I remember there's like was it an egg barter for the plate?
Yeah. Yes. So that was removed ages ago with the hardcore wipe, and it is now back.
Okay.
I know.
I can't keep up with the times, Giga. I can't.
I know. It's hard to keep up, honestly. It's hard to keep up. I was like, oh, it's back. Like the Lighthouse revision, level 3 Prapor early class 5 is back. And then someone was like, "Oh, you can list them on the flea market." And I was just like, "What? No way! You're kidding! Like you're misunderstanding. Like you must be the side plates or something." And I looked on the flea market, and lo and behold, they were correct. But the reason why, so I thought it was a mistake, but it turns out actually that you can also list the Granite 4 ballistic plate, the one for the
Bastion,
the Gazelle.
Oh, okay.
The class 5 diamond plate. Basically, that can also be listed on the Flea at level 40. So it feels deliberate. You can't list any of the sappy plates on the Flea.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So no sappies, but the 2 specific Eastern plates that go into like particular body armors, they can be listed, but only at level 40, which is the point at which you can buy class 5 armor pretty openly anyway. Now, the reason why we didn't want to have class 5 on the flea market in the first place was just to stop things getting really cheap, I think. I think. I can't even remember now. And we didn't want people getting it too. We get it on the trader, so it's like, and I'm not. I don't know. Anyways,
I mean, it's kind of a
just a random thing. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
I
think it
mean,
matters.
well, I mean, I guess the only part where it would come into play is if you ran out of trader stock, I guess.
That's true. It does allow you to just kind of infinitely buy the good thing, which is what we were trying to get away from.
But I mean, at an extra 5 levels or whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. And then, like, how many people are actually going to sell? Like, I imagine the listings probably aren't that many. But I guess you could kill
Yeah,
a
like right now there aren't
person.
any. There were some yesterday.
You could kill someone. You insurance fraud, take their run out. You repair it, and maybe list it on the Flea. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
What's some? I don't know,
So
something.
that's maybe something for PvP guys, like rather than
Maybe.
because all the high end stuff normally you'd have to use it or sell it to the trader.
But then you have to be level
Now at least
40
with
to
those two, you
buy
can
it,
sell it.
and level 40 to sell
Yeah, you
it.
gotta be level 40 to buy.
I don't
Yeah,
know. I mean, it's honestly kind of a non thing. Like, it would be a different story if, like, level 15, you could just drop, 200k and boom, So I don't know. That is
Yeah.
interesting. That's interesting that they made that change in of itself.
Yep. So we'll have to see just kind of how it pans out. I think at this point it feels like a non-issue, like you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
But because like, and that's the thing, because of the level lock, it's like, well, you could just buy coins yourself, and you have, I don't know, 1 per reset, and you can, if you do the quest, you can have 2 front plates anyway from the trader for the golden egg. Like, I don't know, so it's probably fine. But yeah, we'll see. We will see. Do you want to do a bit before I go back onto the Kappa stuff, or how you want me to just keep going?
Yeah, just keep going. I'm chilling.
Okay.
We're vibing.
All right. So I think this is probably the best wipe for Kappa ever, and I might actually make a video about it. Maybe not ever. Maybe the early days were the best wipes to do Kappa because they were so much easier and so many more.
Yeah.
There were so many less quests, I should say. But in recent times,
Okay.
I'm going to do Kappa this wipe, definitely.
Why?
And there's 3 reasons why.
Oh.
And I actually might even make a video about this. There's like 3 specific reasons.
Why I'm doing Kappa.
Why I'm doing Kappa? Yeah, like consult the chart. I had 3 specific pain points with Kappa before that have all been resolved. So number 1, bolt action quests.
Yeah,
this is resolved just by the existence of the Marlin, right?
I knew it.
It's just so much more fun to use. It's so much easier. Like, I'm not the best sniper by any means. I can do the some of the tactics and the positioning, and I can get into the right spot. And then when you take the shot and then you don't hit, it's just like immensely frustrating because it might take you another 40 minutes to get to that spot again in another raid or whatever. Whereas with the Marlin, like once you miss, and then it's like then you get like 3 or 4 more goes to get the kill, even though you've like whiffed the first time. You know, and it's just like you're just so much more competitive with it. And I don't feel like I'm at quite as much of a disadvantage with the bolty as I am, in other situations. It's much easier to use than the bolt action weapons, the proper bolt action weapons. And yeah, I mean, it's just much more fun. It's just much more fun. I'm just enjoying it a lot more. It can't be suppressed. You can hit it all around the map. Like, people know where you are straight away, but you end up in like some fun fights with it. Like, it feels just the same level of like satisfaction getting a kill with it, but it's not like ball crushingly annoying like the other ones. Also, it means that because you're getting a lot more hits and a lot more shots, a lot more reloads, and a lot that kind of thing in general, depending on how you play it. But if you are able to get the good ammo now, then you get a lot more bolt action skill points. I think I'm like level 4 bolty, which, without doing any cheesing or anything. So like the whole, and you don't really need to do that anyway these days because you get a lot of points from Shooter Born in Heaven and stuff. But no more sitting in a bush with the Mosin. Like a lot of that.
I was gonna ask, why does that matter?
Gone, by the way,
do you like reload faster?
Yeah.
Or does? Oh yeah, that's right, because the quest requirements. I forgot.
Yeah, so I think Wet Job, the prerequisite to Psycho Sniper, requires like Sniper 7 or something like that. But yeah, you get like 5 from Shooter Born in Heaven, you get 3 from Tarkov Shooter 8, you get a bunch. So you need to be 10 for Psycho Sniper. But as I said, I'm like already 4, I think, just running around with this guy. So it's great, and it's just so much fun. So bolt actions, there's a million quests for it. the fact it can't be suppressed just makes it super, super good. And it's like the proper Wild West, and you're just like levering away on woods, and it's just awesome. There's people like trying to fight you because they can tell who you are. You're not just like sneaky sniper and everybody's hiding. It's like it's actually like that's actually perfect, right? Because like if you just suddenly just hear and there's just like a ping on a rock, and you're like, I don't know where the guy is. I have no idea.
Yeah.
And you just like hide forevermore.
Yeah.
And that's the end of it. You just never get another chance. You'd almost actually rather go loud, I think, like in hindsight. It's like, oh, I want to be the sneaky sniper, so I'm just going to get quiet. Whereas with the Marlin, it's just like, I can't. So I just have to run around the map, balls out with the scope, just trying to, do what I need to do to get a headshot. And as soon as you take the shot, everyone's just like, get him! And then everyone's like shooting at you, and you're just like, like levering away. Like the fights are so much more interesting because people don't just like scuttle into the rat hole as soon as it's they hear a bullet whiz and then they just like disappear, never to be seen again. They're just like, I know exactly where you are, baby. I'm coming for you, and I'm just like, just try take it from me. You can take my Marlin out my cold dead hands. And you have these like I had a crazy fight with this. I'm amazed I didn't get more of them actually. It was the last shootable in heaven I needed for woods, and I saw the fabled Timmy foreman in the wild. They weren't super Timmy. One guy was quite Timmy at the back with like Yushenko on, but the rest were sort of like, I don't know, just like medium gear kind of guys, but they were like foreman on their way to outskirts. And I literally was just like chased them down like a Western movie. I killed one of them and got my shooter one in heaven. I'm just like firing at, they're like running as fast as they can towards outskirts. And I'm like chasing after them like, it's like so much fun. I didn't kill any of the others. I got loads of armor damage on them, but so I didn't hit any headshots, unfortunately. Or got unlucky with the headshot. You never know. But it's just so much more entertaining. I genuinely like it so much more. It's so much more fun. Even if somebody gets you kind of close range, right? And you're like behind a tree, and you're like, even with the scope close up, like I've had a few kills where I've either like shot somebody no scoped, because you get to just like you get to try a few times. It's like do a no scope on somebody, or you feel like confident to go from one tree to the next tree. Like if I miss his shot, they can't just like push me and just face plant me and just stamp on me with a full auto gun. It's like I've got a little bit extra to give. I'm like slightly more dangerous. So the sniper stuff is just like way better. It's way more interesting. I'm like much further than I've ever been in any other wipe. So I am currently finished on woods. Finished on shoreline, finished on interchangeable maps.
Oh wow!
I need one more on customs. And by the way, interchange is like just way better with the expansion. Everybody's outside, like you hardly have to go. I did a few in the mall and a few outside. Like I've killed a guy on power station roof. I've sniped a guy from power station roof. I did a little bit inside the mall itself. Like it's just like the fighting's way more dynamic now. There's the camps and stuff. The loot needs rebalancing a bit, but whatever. So I need one more on customs. Somehow I have 2 on streets already. And I have 1 on Lighthouse. That map's still terrible, which maybe we'll talk about in a bit. And the ones that are really tough for me that I'm gonna I might need to do next is I haven't done any on reserve, but I've not really played much reserve yet, and I need to do ground zero, which I missed. I wasn't really thinking about it in the early days, and I power leveled up to level 20, and then realized I missed my opportunity to do shooter-born in the lower ground zero level. So now I've got to do shooter-born in the higher lobby of ground zero, which they brought back for this wipe. So everyone's going to be level 20. And when I first played it, I mean, I was in that first wave of people because I was playing like 10 hours a day or something. So I was in the first wave of people. And when I went to ground zero, it was just like, this is like day 4 or something. It was just like people wearing tequila masks, running around with meta app. Like it was just like full on chats. Like, the guy I died to there was like prestige 4. Like it's just like insane people, right? I was just like, okay, let me like, let's wait for some more people to feed into this map before we go here again. I'm not interested in the higher lobby at this point. So that's that. So that's the snipey stuff. Still got to do some annoying quests for that, but we'll get there. The second part is the bosses. So the bosses is what actually ruined your Kappa run, right? The last time that you went to do it, because of the goons. And the goons just like impossibility of finding them and whatever. But since the hardcore wipe, BSG have increased the boss spawn rates, and they have actually changed the gear a little bit, so they're not like uber geared all the time, but it's still good stuff. And it's not ruining the wipe in any way. But they're there all the time. So I've seen Killer zoom across. I don't have the Killer quest yet, so I'm like not trying to fight him particularly. I've already been killed by him once. I've seen him zoom across the hallway a second time, which is already way more exposure than I have to Killer in a normal wipe. And that's not hardly going in the mall even. So the bosses are there all the time. I've already killed Rashala. I've already killed Sturman. Like just having them not be there is just so awful. Like there's nothing. It's annoying when you try a quest and you try it and you fail, but there's nothing worse than trying to go for a quest and you're just not even able to do it. You just have to run, throw a flashbang, no voice, reset. Run, throw a flashbang, no voice, reset, right? And that's what killed you with the goons. It's just like they're either you either get the wrong spawn, and then when you get there, they're already dead. Like it's just crazy. So I do need to do killer, and then I need to open up the goons. So if I do fight them, then it'll count. But the bosses are way better now, just because you have the opportunity to actually go and fight against them, because they're somewhere between 50 and 70% spawn rate. So that's great. Third section of Kappa, which has been awful in the past, is test drive. So test drive is notorious. Test drive part 1 is not what the people normally complain about too much, but it is a bit of a pain, which is the M1A hybrid 46 suppressor and the Schmidt and Bender 1:8 scope. Now, previously in the past, the 1:8 scope was a bit of a problem. You could buy it on the flea market, but they were quite expensive. I don't think there's any way you can actually buy it. There's one place, which is Peacekeeper 3's Labs card barter for the G28 that includes a Schmidt and Bender 1:8. And then you had to then like sell the gun. It's just like really awkward. But they've added a Schmidt and Bender barter now to the traders directly for 2 buckwheat. So you can do the whole thing. You can get the M1A, you can barter the hybrid 46 for RAM, you can get the Schmidt and Bender for the buckwheats. So that's fine. You can do that one, no problem. Then the notorious ones, Test Drive 2. So I don't know if you remember exactly what Test Drive, because I was getting confused because I never normally do them. Test Drive 2 is Streets. Test Drive 2 is the SR2M, which you had to, with a suppressor and a special reflex sight, the kind of like the Cobra one for the SR2M, you had to kill 20 PMCs on Streets. Now, that was just hard because people were pretty geared on Streets. It just took a long time. You know, the ammo is not very good, etc. So what they've done is they've added 2 more maps. So you can play on Streets of Tarkov or Ground Zero or Interchange.
Ground Zero?
So rather than just running... Yeah, so you can play Ground Zero
and Interchange.
SR2M with a Marlin, for example. So you could be doing like Shootborn in Heaven and Test Drive at the same time on Ground Zero.
Not too bad.
Like actually kind of cool. Or Interchange, which is like, okay, fair enough. You could run around, do your Interchange quests, your Mall quests, be trying to find killer or whatever, like kill PMCs, then SO2.
Yeah.
Nice. And you got Test Drive Part 3, which is the disgusting one with the AK-12 suppressor on Lighthouse, which was like, that was the one that I was just like, I'm never going to do this. AK-12 suppressor, Valde scope, Lighthouse, 20 PMC kills. Just like, that map is miserable anyway. Just absolutely not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, really bad. So they've added that. So now you can play it on Lighthouse or Customs or Reserve.
Well, I mean, clear winner on Customs. I mean, come on.
So good. So yeah, you could play it on Customs. I don't even know. I mean, maybe I'll do it on Reserve. I don't know, but we'll see. I mean, Customs is probably the one, but it's just that's so much better. And then the rest of them, no one cares because it's PvE anyway. Basically, 30 targets with an RPDN, 30 targets with the Uzi Pro on factory. 50 targets. 50 targets with the Velociraptor on Customs. So the other ones, who cares? Because it's PvE, it's against scavs anyway. You just get it done eventually. Doesn't really matter. But those 2, just so good. So between those 3 changes, bolt action changes with the Marlin, boss changes with the Spawn Mate. Yeah, you can actually go and do it without spending 500 raids getting one boss kill, and the changes to Test Drive, in particular the Lighthouse one.
Mm-hmm.
The path to Kappa is like opened up. Like it's actually doable. It feels much more doable. Feels like you're not wasting your time anywhere as much. You don't have to have a miserable time doing it.
Yeah. I wonder...
It's still going to take effort, but...
Do you... It sounds like you're enjoying Shearborn. Is that accurate to say?
Except for Lighthouse, yes. I've enjoyed it so far.
Yeah. Because, see, I find that I've typically enjoyed doing it, but I understand the frustration that you described earlier, where it's like you spend 45 minutes lining up the perfect shot, and then like the guy ducks at the last second, and it's like, well, there goes my, it's like I'm never getting that, the stars align for once, and then it wasn't in the cards. So I feel like, I guess I'm just saying, now that what is it, like the punishment for this thing isn't so high, it gives you more opportunities to like experience the Shooterborn experience, because I don't know, there's something fun about the challenge of like, all right, you gotta, because what, you just have to get a headshot nowadays, right? It's not it's not any crazy range requirements like it used to be. So now it's like you gotta use like your spawn timings, like where people are gonna be, and then you have this like just random encounters, or you're just like, you're like, oh, I guess I'll make my way out, and there's like just a little Timmy walking in like the parking lot of Interchange. Like, what is he? Okay, I gotta set up. You know what I mean? It's just it's a fun thing playing that little like Tarkov meta game mini game with the shooterborn this of it all. I don't know. I enjoyed that part of it, but I like
Hmm.
that you're able to experience that and it's become a lot more like accessible, but also different in a way where it's like you're not because it used to be your BPO 215 was probably one of your better options because you would just throw like a cheap suppressor on it and just go with
Yeah.
that. Maybe sometimes you would get the AP rounds, but
Hmm.
it's like I don't know. It's like something you could use the what is it? Not EKO or was it EKO? Yeah, it was EKO. Um,
For 30 pence is like all right-ish. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Mosin was like the other option. But that thing's like clunky and you don't suppress it. It's like yeah,
Like SV98 maybe.
yeah. And then
A
you're
lot of people
like
used to
proper
use the DVL.
sniper once you start getting up there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like that's this big. How heavy is? I meant to ask you this. How heavy is the Marlin?
Not very.
I,
Here,
I
let me
thought it would be
see.
pretty
I've got
light.
one.
I'm thinking like
Got
three to
one.
four kilos.
Yeah. Yeah, 3.
Oh, that's
That's
pretty
standard.
good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's a good gun.
Well, if I ever make it
Good
there,
gun. And it's
we'll
got
see.
pretty good MOA as well. Its default MOA is 1.33,
Hmm.
which is certainly decent enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm actually going to go for it.
Well, good.
Yeah.
The
And I
return
think
of the
like
Kappa
yeah, I'm just
gamer.
exactly. I'm just trying to like I don't know about prestige because so I know that so a couple of people have had Kappa already. World's first was Cookow, the French like arena EFT streamer guy. He's like absolutely cracked, that dude. And he
Hmm.
was I think he was the world's first in like what was his? Like 5 days or something? Like 4 days. But I know that Desmond has reached level 55 with Kappa, which is the requirement for the New Beginnings quest. But there is no New Beginnings quest right now.
What was
So it's,
New
I
Beginnings?
mean, New Beginnings was the one you had to do prestige. So you had to get like basically finishing collector was like part of the requirement alongside a few other things. And then
Okay.
you had this New Beginnings quest line where I think you had to hand in a load of figurines. I think it's slightly different for each prestige. I'm not sure, but anyway, he's reached that point. But the New Beginnings quest just isn't there. And but Nikita did say, I don't think this is really a surprise because Nikita said that you were going to only be able to prestige like with the story. It's going to be like part of the story afterwards. It's going to be a bit harder with 1.0 to do the prestige bit because before it was basically just like Kappa with extra steps, really. Whereas
Yeah.
now it seems like you have to do the story in some format. I'm not exactly sure how. I imagine it comes with one of the endings. I
Hmm.
would guess something along those lines, but nobody really knows yet. No one's managed to prestige this wipe. Nobody's finished the game yet. Nobody's like got to any of the endings yet. Well, yeah, we could sort
I
of
mean,
the horizon is we could see it maybe on the horizon for certain people, but there's no one's actually managed to complete it yet,
are the like
as far as I understand.
in-game story quests like really hard or something, or what's the
Don't know. No one's made it to terminal yet, so we don't actually know.
is like
The closest, I mean, this is like no spoilers, right? There's like I'm not going to
yeah,
give any
yeah.
spoilers particularly. If you don't want to know anything about it at all, then just like skip ahead for a little bit. But like I don't think this is really spoilery. So like I know that Tiggs is along one of the certain paths, and to do the next part, I think we know there's 4 endings, right? So like I think you have to do different stuff for each one. Tiggs is on one of the paths where you have to pay Prapor 500 mil.
Yeah, okay. No thanks.
So he's he's doing that at the moment. I think
It's
he's on 400 of the 500.
dear
So he's
God.
done pretty well. He's actually going to be there relatively soon. So he's just been grinding 500 mil
Oh
for
my
like a
God.
week. Um,
Why? What
but I mean, with the changes that they've made to various maps and the loot and stuff, I actually think like it's way better than it has ever been in the past. I do think it's actually pretty decent. He's like there's certain raids he said like Labs. He thinks Labs is back. Like if you're for looting, like he was playing Labyrinth, but he's actually just moved to playing Labs almost exclusively because there's like so much good stuff in the rooms. There's like a new room off of the
huh.
the office. What do you even call it? There's like the office room next to the parking. There's like
Yeah.
parking button, and then there's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
office
yeah.
next to it.
Yeah.
There's a new door in there, and you go in. There's like
Oh.
another office inside, and there's a new key card swipe for like black key, I think. And you swipe black key once to get in the room, and then you swipe it again to get in the safe or something. And then there, like I was just like watching a bit of his stream just out of interest, just to see what he was doing to make 400 mil. And in it was just like, yeah, it was like a key card in there, there's a Bitcoin, there's like loads of stuff. He made like 5 mil in one raid.
Holy.
I'm just like, okay, like okay, maybe it's a bit more doable. Like if you are on the full grind and you know what to do, but not all of the endings require that, I don't think. But anyway, so long story short, nobody has actually got to terminal yet, so we don't know what happens. And I remember Nikita said on the cast, right? He said in advance, "I am sorry about the final mission." So I don't know, like. Is it like, oh, you pay your 500 million and like, oh, you failed, right? Go grind it again, like, something like that. I don't know.
Oh.
Something horrible's coming from everybody, I think, when they get to the end. We'll see.
Kill
like
Bird Eye 1 million times.
I know.
Wow.
I know that some people want to go through it without like seeing anything and like experience it for themselves, and it's like the permanent account, so whatever. That's also another reason why it's good to do Kappa this wipe, actually, by the way, because there's not going to be a wipe on this account.
Oh shoot, that is a good reason.
So if you're going to take a bit longer, like, doesn't matter. It get harder, right? Yeah, presumably. We're almost certain.
Hopefully. What will you do if they wipe? If like they wipe your Kappa next?
I don't know. Shrug my shoulders and move on, probably.
Yeah. Just do it again.
At this point. Yeah. If they keep the changes the way they are, then like it's fine. But yeah. So what was I saying? What was I saying before? I lost my train of thought.
Talking
about doing.
Yes,
no one's been on terminal yet, and he said he's sorry about the ending. So yeah, I don't know. Like nobody's been there yet. Nobody's got to that part yet, so no one really knows what's going to happen. Oh, I remember what I was going to say about it. So yeah, and I know a lot of people want to kind of like go through, just like vibe the story and like do it without spoilers and whatever. There's certain portion of people who want to do it that way, and that's fine. But like, given the warnings that Nikita has given, there is absolutely zero. It depends on how hard it is to get back into whatever it is, because we know that the terminal is going to be its own like single player story type mission thing, right? If it is, and it's like super difficult, there is absolutely zero chance that I'm experiencing that organically first time on my own. If it's going to take me like 15 hours to get back in there, there is absolutely no way.
What do you mean?
Like, I'm going to be watching every video of every person who's been in there. I'm going to be watching every angle. I'm going to know exactly what happens before you go in. There is no way I'm going to experience that organically, because it's going to be like playing I Want to Be the Guy. You walk in and then, oh, there's a claymore. Okay, you have to try it again. 15 hours later, you try again. Oh, there's a second claymore. Okay, well, now I know which 2 claymores. Oh, now there's a trapdoor. And now the moon falls on your head after the third step. That's how the ending mission is going to be, right? And if you don't know all of this various, like, bollocks, basically, that they're going to put into this mission, oh, you just get sniped in this particular spot because, like, I'm not dying and losing like 30 hours of progression because of some random crap that there's no way you could know in advance. And I know that's Nikita's vision for the game. It is actually Nikita's vision for the game, is that like life sucks and sometimes you just get cucked by the game, basically. But like I don't care enough about the immersion of the story to organically experience that, because that's not going to be enjoyable for me.
Yeah, no. Sure.
So I'm gonna watch the ending. I'm gonna watch Terminal. I'm gonna spoil myself with it. I literally don't care.
But
that's so much more preferable than wandering in, taking one step outside the first door, and dying to Black Division or whatever it might be. Because that's not going to be interesting. That's not even. I just don't even care.
Well, I mean, I'm confused though. It's guaranteed that once you attempt Terminal, it's like 15-hour cooldown or something.
I could just only assume it's going to be. I have no actual idea. But there's a lot of people who are just like, oh, I don't want to see anything and spoil myself for it. I want to see what happens.
Yeah.
Nothing interesting is going to happen except you're going to waste your own time. I guarantee it.
But do you want to spoil yourself with the surprises and sick, demented things Nikita has in store for you? Do you really want to do that?
The surprise is going to be the dramatic loss of hours in your life. Like that's the only surprise that's going to be here. Like,
okay, finally.
Some of the other stuff is cool. I get it. Like,
finally, I grinded 10 billion rubles. I've got the secret code from going to here and doing these quests, and like it's only a one-time use. Time to go to Terminal. As soon as you spawn in, there's like just 5 million Black Division guys. Like, first time.
Yeah. I don't know, but anyway, irrespective of that, you can actually get Kappa. So prestiging and finishing is probably going to be quite hard, But getting Kappa is actually more doable than it has been in the last, like, I don't even know, 3 years, maybe?
Something like that,
Maybe something like that. I don't know. I can't remember which year I got Kappa in. It was maybe my 3rd or 4th wipe or something. So, I mean, it must have been... And I was still playing with friends. Man, that feels like a long time ago.
That's probably closer to like 5 or 4.
Playing Tarkov with IRL friends, that's like a distant memory. Like, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, so I bought it in May 2019. So it was just before a wipe, I think. So I must have got Kappa in like 12.9 or something, or 12.11, something around then. Must have done. Oh yeah, so I started playing in the 11.7 patch. So I played 11.7, but I was a mega Timmy.
Who wasn't?
And then I played patch 12. That was my second wipe, which was good fun. And then maybe it was that one. Maybe it was the third one. Maybe it was 12.6 or something. I don't know.
Good times though.
Yeah, good times. Speaking of good times, I did the good times quest the other day. That was a vibe. That's the the EOD quest line, the one they added, which is, it starts off with the old good times kit, the Zabralo and the Kiva in factory with an M4. It's like the old endgame meta kit. So you have to kill 10 players in fact, basically 10 players wherever. It might actually be on factory as well. I can't remember. So you have to have like Zabralo and the Kiva M, and run around factory killing people with that. And that was a vibe, actually. That was a proper vibe, especially doing it like early-ish. Like there's like a couple of people who gave it their best shot. I ran into one guy with a TOS, which was sad because he literally couldn't kill me. There's just no conceivable way. Like there's no weak spot for the TOS on that kit. There just isn't. There's just no way. He just stood no chance. It's just like the juggernaut just turns up into the factory office, just like, hello. Oh no. I did lose a kit. I had 2 Zabralos. I lost one of them. I lost one to a Prestige 4 guy, which was good. He was also doing the good times. So we both had a Zabralo Kiva fight, and he did a really nice little fake out jump, run across the door of factory office. And then I went out. I thought he was going to loop through the other door into the office room, and I went out, and he'd done a 180 and was waiting for me, and he shot me as I came out. And I was like, that was a sick play. And then it turns out the guy was like, yeah, Prestige 4, like 20 million thousand hours. I was just like, fair enough. Okay, that's cool. That's no problem. I died to another Prestige 4 guy the other day in one of the smugglers' camps. I had a really, really good fight with him and his duo. He was wearing a Tagilla mask, which I think was the only thing that saved him. I think I was like so close. I killed the duo, and I didn't manage to kill him. He tried to throw a nade, and I ran at him, and I got to fire off half my mag, but I was running out of bullets. And I was on a loot run, so I only had M855, and he had the Tagilla helmet on, and I was like, oh no. And I died to him, which was sad. And then I killed a Prestige 4 guy the other day in like the worst possible way. I basically just like peppered him with APM from the little like village shack things over by Lightkeeper Island, like the path to Lightkeeper Island. Basically from there to Southern Road, I just like peppered him with APM until he died. Like he must have just been so annoyed. He was wearing a Tagilla face shield as well, and
oh man,
I was just not hitting him. I don't think, and I ended up hitting the one shot. I hit him twice. The shot that killed him, I one shot him through the neck armor on whatever he was wearing, Karund or something. So he must have been really annoyed. And he was Prestige 4 as well. I've run into quite a few Prestige 4 people. 2 of them have killed me, and I've killed one of them. But the last one, I mean, it was sort of asymmetric because I was up on a rock with a sniper rifle, and he couldn't hear me, and couldn't really. I mean, I was a bit worried about him just like beaming me, but anyway, yeah. So the good times, that was fun running around, and I killed a 3-man team on factory who was just like it's pretty funny when like the juggernaut turns up. I had all my good ammo. I had like 60 rounders in the M4, just like running, just spraying people down. The class 6 on. It was crazy. It was good times. Actually, good times.
It's not good times. Playing Tarkov, Giga. God, it's been so long.
So what's happened then? What happened? You said to me you did actually play, because I wasn't sure if you were going to play after last week.
Yeah, I did. I figured I'd play. Because I did watch a couple of your videos. YouTube algorithm fed me a couple. So I watched a couple and I was like, oh, okay, Tarkov. It's like, I don't know. Every time I see Tarkov, I'm like, oh, that does look kind of fun. Like killing the guy and looting them. That does look kind of fun, doesn't it? So I was like, all right, I'll play it this morning. And God, I went to ground zero and I got like 30. My lows were like 30. My highs were like 60. And I was like, dear
On FPS,
God.
we're talking.
Yeah. Dear God, Clem, please save me. So I had to like pull up his YouTube video. Found out I was using some awful settings. Like, because I remember when I first played the game this time around, I bumped up the ambient seclusion. Or no, not ambient. HBAO, whatever that stands for. Um, the like shadowy around
Horizon-based ambient occlusion.
Exactly. Yes. I can never remember the H part. Like, anyways, because yeah, I went to the traders and like I think I had it set to off, and like everything, like the scene just looks so fake. Like even though I'm skipping a dialogue, I'm just sitting here looking at the scene, and it's like it looks so fake as nothing's shaded at all. So I went and turned it. I think I turned on like performance, and I went back to the trader because you visit them, right? And
yeah,
it looks pretty bad. Like I was at Ragman, and like the shadow or like the ambient occlusion shadowing for like the gun that's like on the desk, like slanted on this, was like just a muddy mess. Like it was just no like it. So I went and was like, okay, I gotta put this on like max quality or something. And then it's like went back and it's like, okay, now the scene actually looks good. Things look properly shaded. Things just don't. It doesn't look fake, Like
yeah.
looks more realistic. So it's a little more easy on the eyes. So apparently that destroys your FPS in the game when you're like GPU bottleneck like me. And I'm also running now that I like tweaked a bunch of settings. The game runs a lot better now, a lot better. But because I did the little tweak where you like go into NVIDIA Profile Inspector and change you force the DLSS to 99
Oh, yeah.
percentile, which is like
Yeah, I've not done
pseudo
this.
DLA. Yeah, I mean it looks really good. Like even though I have my textures set to muddy, it still looks very good. I quite like it. I don't know, like man, I have DLA turned on in Deadlock as well, and like I can't turn it off because it just looks too good. Like if I
DLA is good.
like I could get more consistent performance, especially when there's a lot going on, like a big team fight. But it just looks so good having. It's like literally you take an image and like, okay, AI, Jarvis enhanced image for me. It's like exactly what it looks like. It just looks very, very clean. So I can't really live without that. So yeah, I want to probably probably gonna keep that there. But yeah, the other mistake I made was playing on full screen because silly brain, gamer brain is like, oh, full screen is like the zero input lag, YouTube clickbait title thing. This one setting, zero input. um, but apparently for Tarkov/Unity, that's just not the case. You lose frames. The other thing that's like blew my mind, FOV. If you set on the highest FOV, you get more frames. Why? I don't like only in Tarkov. I just this game drives me crazy sometimes. Most of the time.
I know. That one is very curious.
Like that. How did they rig up the FOV? Like it's like, okay, this is our default FOV. Now we're gonna apply a zoom, which that like, and then make that tied to the slider at the lowest FOV. Like they got to be doing like the most jank solution for that to even be possible. Like I just don't even know. Anyways,
the only thing that I can even imagine for this setting, because I've thought about this a lot, the only thing I can imagine is that because basically what you're doing, right, you're taking like stuff off the screen if you're at lower FOV and then pushing it into the screen, so everything looks further away. So you can technically lower the LOD of various objects because they're smaller on your screen, so you don't need an entire detailed model or texture. So like I was just like, maybe it's that. Maybe the LOD like de facto gets lower, sort of, the same object has a lower level of detail, which is less because that's a CPU bound setting. So maybe it's that, but I mean that's not the full story either, because I was testing with it as well, and
really?
the problem is one thing that makes it even worse, because I've been testing around this stupid customs tower, right? See if there's any way to fix the customs. The customs tower is just fundamentally broken at a deep level. I don't know what they did, but it's just so bad. But the problem is with that, if you have FOV to as high as it goes, when you look over that way, because you can see so much more of the screen, you can see more of the tower. So it makes your FPS go down.
You know what? I played customs twice. I don't think I noticed the tower thing. Maybe I wasn't close enough.
No, yes, it works from any distance. I don't think it's everybody either. I don't have a try. It's driving me. It's driving me absolutely crazy. I don't know how. Like you would know. You would know. It's like you turn one way and you get 120 FPS. You turn the other way, you get like 45. It's okay, ludicrous.
Yeah, I don't.
It's genuinely ludicrous. But it doesn't seem to happen to everybody. It's really, really odd.
That is very odd.
But yeah, I was just like, let me just because I was on that map, right, testing it. I was just like, let me just increase my FOV, and I was just like, the performance has got worse. How is this possible? And then I was just like, oh no, I can see more of the building than I normally can, because it increases the FOV vertically too, so I can see more of the top of the tower than I could propose, even more of whatever they've done to the textures in that building. I think, oh my god, if I lower the FOV, it makes the FPS worse. If I increase the FOV, I can see more of the stupid tower, which makes the FPS worse. So literally, I just genuinely cannot win. Like, this is insane. Customs is just like frame drop city for me for no reason at all, because of this stupid tower, and it's right in the middle of the map. Literally would have to be the central focus of the entire map. Like, oh god, I have to kind of try to navigate myself through the tower early on in the raid, and then fight away from the damn thing.
Like, I was gonna say, just turn your back, walk towards the tower. Once you reach the tower, just rotate like a turret, and then walk forward.
People were losing it on my stream because I was like flanking this guy, and I was like, I've got to flank this way, guys, because I've got to approach him from the 120 FPS direction. Like, I'm not going to win if I'm fighting into the tower. I'm genuinely going to lose. I've got to do a 180 around this dude before I take the fight.
You only won that because you had the tower advantage, sends you an angry DM.
Yeah, I know. Oh my god! So it's just driving me insane. And I tried turning everything off, just out of pure interest. What would happen? I turned everything down to the minimum, just to see. I turned my screen resolution down to 1176 by 664, and I turned everything off. Turned AA off. Turned everything off. I know sometimes that makes it worse because more stuff goes to the CPU. That's like the old myth. But anyway, for some reason, I couldn't get my GPU to go below like 60% usage. I was like, no matter how low I get it, it's not working. And then I couldn't get the FPS to increase either, no matter what I did. No combination of settings would make it go up. So I was just like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I had a good one on Lighthouse, because everyone's saying like, oh well, the new ultra textures, they've just moved them up by one. But ultra's like even more aggressive than previously, right? So I was playing Lighthouse, and then near the end of the raid, and I'm like, man, the FPS is really starting to drop. This is bad. And then it starts to like seriously drop to the kind of slideshow level. We're talking like 20, 15 FPS kind of level. And I was like, whoa, this is really not good. And I had like 1 minute to leave the raid kind of thing. And I'm like trying to sprint towards Northern Extract. I'm like, how do I fix this? And someone in chat's like, oh, have you like gone in your menu for a bit, because maybe you need to do the RAM cleaner thing. And I look across to the task manager, and it's just like VRAM full, system RAM also full. I'm just like, oh no, we're running it on an M2 disk. Like, this is terrible. Like, I've got like textures overflowing onto my hard drive. Like, no wonder it's running at 15 frames. Like, it's trying to swap like VRAM out into my SS2 on my on my M2 drive. Like, this is ridiculous. So anyway, I pressed escape. There's like a moment where it just like the whole game freezes. I'm bearing in mind I've got like 60 seconds of extract. So if this thing crashes, like, I'm done for. My whole it's just over. I'm not going to get back in. And the whole thing freezes for like 3 seconds. And then task manager updates, and the whole the RAM just like cleans out of the memory, and then I'm just like back to normal, like sprint to extract and leave. I'm just like, oh my god. I was like, I guess I can't play Lighthouse on Ultra, then never mind.
That's hilarious.
We have to like try and press escape a few times while you're playing, so it like cleans the RAM out while you're going. Like, I just hate having to manage this stuff. I'd rather play on medium, or what looks like medium, than have to like manage my system memory like while I'm trying to play a raid. Like, it's just that's not immersive. It's horrible.
I just hate the concept of like, how do I fix this? You know what I mean? It's like, why can't they just make the game work? Like, how hard is it? It's like the Tarkovisms. The other thing that really got me was playing with the like gamma brightness levels, and like
Mm,
now PostFX has not all the features they used to have because of bugs or something.
yeah.
It's like fine, whatever. And honestly, I barely use PostFX. I use like a few settings, but then I used to do NVIDIA like control panel shenanigans, where like you up the gamma and mess with the contrast and
Yeah.
yada yada yada. Um, but I deleted my I can't find it. I used to have a screenshot of what the settings were, because every time
Oh.
I'd have to go in, manually move the slider, when I'm playing Tarkov, and when I'm not playing Tarkov, it's like put everything to normal. It's just because otherwise your desktop just looks like psychedelic RBG, like everything's like just beaming into your eyes. So I'm just like, I fiddle with it for like an hour or two, and then I'm just like, I can't, because I think I was using one of the like I was using Skier, and then I went to like customs or something, and it's like, I don't know, maybe I just died, and so I was just like, I'm cutting this off. I'm just not playing, and so now when I'm back, I'm like, ugh, like everything not like. I think the most annoying thing was playing factory. I had to do factory because I gotta like survive or whatever, and
Mm,
that map sucks now. I don't like that map. Like I like well, I think because someone said it in my chat, the first expansion when they added Sigilla and like the little medical tent area, like that was probably peak factory for me. Like
mm.
pre-factory before that wasn't really that great. Like I had some issues. Like the tunnels
Yeah.
kind of were like crap.
Yeah.
Um
Very limited.
yeah, and like you had like I feel like you had nowhere to go outside the office. And then they had the
Yeah.
med tents, and it gave it a bit more of a, went from like being an L to like a square, a proper square
Yep.
map.
Yeah. It used to
Um,
be everyone runs to the office for voluntary PvP.
and
Everybody in forklifts has forced upon
mandatory
PvP,
PvP. Yeah.
mandatory PvP. It's time for your 3 p.m. PvP. Yes, honey. You know,
Yeah, and then like even with the
next to
expansion,
Timmy trying to do the tool sets.
it still was a bit like that. But
Yeah.
now you load the map is like you can't see anything. Like it's so dark. I don't know why it's so dark. I hate that. And then it's like if you go out into like any of the open areas, you can just be shot at from like 5 million angles. It feels like, and
I think there's too many rafters, personally.
it's just like there's rafters. There's that big building in the middle. There's like I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's
And
not
then you
like it used
still
to be.
like spawn and take 5 steps, and you're still in like mandatory PvP,
That
basically.
is a lot better, in fairness. That
Is
is a lot
it
better. Like you're not trapped in forklifts anymore. Like you don't usually get somebody who
forklift?
spawns in the left-hand spawn.
Okay.
Somebody spawns down glass hallway, but no one spawns left of you anymore.
Oh, okay, okay. Well,
So
that's a lot
you're
better.
not just like in that spot where you're in forklifts. You're just
Mm,
like, okay, who am I fighting first, lefty or righty? Now I gotta
yeah,
choose
yeah.
because someone's gonna rush me.
Oh no, they're both teaming up on me. They can't see each other. No, this is the worst outcome.
I'm gonna try and hide in the
Yeah,
back room.
yeah.
You just get
Terrible.
naded and cry in the corner.
Yeah, it's like as soon
Yeah.
as you spawn, it's like don't move a muscle. Maybe they won't check here. I remember those days too. Oh man. But yeah, just like factory was like not fun. And
Hmm.
but I got it done eventually, because the thing that was like driving me crazy was just like the extracts. Like I don't know, I couldn't figure out the extracts. I was getting a bit confused with chat. And because I don't know which gate is what, gate 0, gate 3, gate 2, gate who, like, okay, I don't have any, the callouts are all just like, it's that there's an extract data way that's always open. You know what I mean? Because we like,
Yeah, if you're like mostly solo, then yeah.
yeah, because like even with my friends group back in the day, we like never like we would do like a factory quest together occasionally when someone's like, guys, please, I just need like one more kill in the office, and like I just can't, they're like trapped in factory forklift spawn, you know.
Yeah.
Forklift spawn purgatory. But So, like, occasionally we do that, but it would always be a disaster because, like, you know, I mean, team kills would be, like, a common thing. It's just, like, it's impossible to, like, play. I can only imagine what it is like now if you try to do, like, a 3-man or whatever, man. But, yeah, so I don't know what any of the gates are called, just, like, I just go to them, so I was getting confused and crowned, just like,
Except
ugh.
gate 3, I guess.
Hmm.
Except gate 3, I assume, because gate 3 is like the notorious
I
camping
know
one
the name,
forevermore.
but, like, if you held a Marlin to my head and said, "Point to gate 3 on this map of factory," I would be a little I would panic, you know? I
Oh,
might point at the
really?
wrong one.
See,
It's
the other ones is whatever, but Gate 3 for me is, like, so notorious because it was, like,
yeah.
the OG, like, extract camp, because we were just, like, sitting there with 3-man with
Yeah.
MP5s on the first day and just, like, gun
It's
you
so
down when you walk in.
awful. I mean, even now when I'm going to extract, I'm just thinking, like, God, I swear, if there's a camper here,
Yeah.
I will be so mad right now. Like, I've died like 5 times with my Glock trying to do this stupid. Because I played the thing, and it's like, okay, I spawned in. It's like, all right, now there's like 4 floors to the office, like, and I'm like hearing things all around me, and like I
Mm.
I realize there's someone behind me. I turn around and like they just one taps me in the head of his Marlin or whatever. I'm just like, were you? Like, God, he was toying with me. He was literally just sitting there staring at me for like, like I was pure Timmy. I'm just like sitting here trying to figure out, get my bearings. Can't see anything. Um, but I don't know. Yeah, just like, just, I'm just basically like, I don't even know how to put it into analogy. It's like it's not the same. It's like hard when you're out of practice because all the Tarkovisms. You know what I mean? Like the circle
For sure.
strafing, the like everything feels like it's on like a 50 to 80 millisecond delay, which I know it doesn't sound like much, but it's enough to like feel weird when I'm moving my mouse.
Mhm.
But then part of that is like built into the game because you have like the like camera. There's like a little bit of a
The inertia
separation.
stuff.
It's more like when you move your gun, like you turn your camera, your gun
Oh,
kinda
the
lags
gun
behind a little bit.
sort of, yeah, visually, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But, like, that matters a little but, like, but it also just feels like there's a little bit of extra delay on top of that, you know? And then, like, the frame rate's just not consistent. It's like, sometimes it'll be really good, like 100, and then it'll just, like, stutter, and then now it's like, okay, scavs spawned in, now it's like 80. It's just like, I don't know, it's just all the Tarkovisms just, like, make it kinda blah. Like, I had one where I was trying to make my way to outskirts. I was probably like 5 feet away from the extract, but I ran out of energy, and but I had a car kit in my thing, so I like open up the menu. Like I didn't want to like drop something and like move stuff around because my entire PMC is like filled to the brim, right? And so I'm just sitting there like pausing, opening up, healing the chest, go back, um, and doing all these like things, and then I put it on my leg, and I went to click and cancel it, but it, like, didn't do it in time or something, so it eats the entire thing, because I had, like, 50
Oh,
left.
was that the CMS?
No, 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 the car kit, because like, my
Oh, that
legs
makes
were, like,
sense.
red, basically, like, very
Right.
red, and, like, what I was gonna do is, like, make sure both my legs were good, because I didn't have any painkillers, I just ran out, I used about this
Oh.
painkiller, um so I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna get my legs, like, up a little bit." So I got, like, one leg up to, like, 30 or whatever, and I was like, "I'm gonna get the next one up because things were, like, at 6 HP, things were getting pretty
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
but it ate the remaining of the car kit on one of the legs, so my head's at, like, 6, and I'm like, "Please, God, let me make it to this extra." It's, like, 5 feet away, I just collapsed. I'm just like,
Oh,
45-minute raid down the
so bad.
drain, let's go. Yeah, I don't know,
Mm,
it's just, like,
yeah,
it's not the same. Like, those old times, like, Tarkov was just different, you know what I mean?
yeah, it's
Like,
true.
for better, for worse, like, I don't know, but it's just hard to get back into, like, all the Tarkovisms, and, like, and not be, like, tied down by the tedium, Like, I don't wanna look up because I've, like, interchanged, right? And I'm just like or no, No, it was woods actually. Yeah. Because I'm just like, okay, I check my thing and it says I have outskirts, the scav co-op and some other crap, whatever. And it's like
Yeah.
4 different transits. Transit the custom, transit the wood, transits the lighthouse, transits the streets, transits the factory. And I'm like, okay, well, that means nothing to me. Like, I don't know what kind of information is that. Like, I know where transit the factory is just because, like, it used to be
Like map
called.
context or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Or
that
like
plus it.
factory gate as a scav.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But the other ones, like, they could be anywhere. You know what I mean? It's like it's like I don't know. So I was like, and I don't feel like I'm just so over checking out the reading the manual, the wiki. It's just like I can't be bothered. So, and I probably should have because I could have just did a 180 and instead of like doing the giant, you know, shoe horse around the map, I probably could just like done the exploit out of the extract and the
Oh
transit
yeah.
and call it a day. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably play again just to mess around at some point, and I'll bite the bullet and do more wiki lookups, I suppose. Save myself the pain and suffering.
Yes.
Uh,
Well, good times, eh?
yeah. I mean, it's okay. The progression's kind of interesting. I mean, I thought it was gonna be a lot harder to actually get prepper, but you get them. I mean, the biggest hurdle is like factory, I imagine. It's just like it's because I
Probably,
also ran
yeah.
into Tagillo and I had to like run away. I
Oh
shot him
man.
like 10 times in the head of my pistol. Big mistake. He was real
Yeah.
angry. He chased me down. I had to but like, and then I get basically after running around up the rafters going down. Now I'm in like the underground. I'm lost as hell. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to go. Like, does this door open? Nope. Does this door open? Nope. I was like thinking,
Yeah, the new underground is quite extensive if you don't know it. Takes a bit
yeah,
of
I
time
mean, I
to
know,
work it out. 'Cause it's like a big grid of stuff that you sort of know. You probably know certain areas, and then other bits are just like,
yeah.
where is this? Where does this go?
Because my brain was like, I was remembering that there was a extract you could take, with the code, but
Yeah.
I mean, I was getting a little confused by chat. Someone's chat was trying to help me out. I thought the
It's
cellar
hard with chat.
door was like open, like you didn't need a key anymore. So I was like, I don't know. My brain
Yeah.
was like not braining, and then I'm like sitting here trying not to die, can't see anything. It's just like the killer's just chasing me. But yeah, um, But yeah, once you get, because yeah, the progression's like once you like at the start, you got like Ragman Therapist, like okay, no guns, no ammo.
Yeah. I do think that was an interesting choice. I think you should
Yeah,
probably have skier at the beginning, personally,
uh,
but
yeah. I
that's just
mean,
me.
but you just gotta survive and you get skiers, so I guess that's not too bad. But even then, skiers got like VPOs and like,
And like a Saiga 9.
yeah. No, he doesn't even have a Saiga 9. I looked.
Oh, yeah, you have to
It's
complete a
quest
task for
luck.
that, don't you?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
that's
I
I
forgot
watched
about
your
that. I actually
video.
recommended it.
I
And I was
watched your
like,
video. I was like,
somebody
"Where's my
mentioned it, and I
Saiga
was like, oh, really?
9?"
Like, damn, you have to complete one quest. God.
Yeah, so I mean, eventually I got through it, but yeah, it's just,
Good.
it's, that's the fun part, Tarkov, right? Smile.
Yeah. Yeah. The only other complaint that I just have is just like Lighthouse, just having to go and do. I did a load of Lighthouse tasks, and I'm trying to do shoot one in heaven there, but the map's just miserable. It's just miserable to play.
Yeah,
Like you just don't hear anyone. You don't see anybody. Nothing happens. You're just like, right, well, I now can choose, and I keep spawning Southern Road as well. And people are like, oh, I just leave out of that as soon as I get it. And I'm just like, yeah, mate, but then it's going to be 10 minutes before I get to play the game because of the matching time. So I'm just like, okay, well, I want to actually play. I had
yeah,
to get scav kills anyway, so I was just like, we'll just play it. It's fine. I had to get scav kills with a shotgun for Punisher Part 4. So that's what I'm trying to do. Punisher Part 4 and shoot one in heaven at the same time. Right? 10 PMC kills, 10 scav kills. So I'm just like, right, we can choose to go along the beach with no cover. We can choose to go along the road with no cover. Or we can go through chalets where someone's almost certainly just waiting in there. And I found 1 to 2 scavs a raid for like 6 raids. It took me like 6 raids to get 10 scav kills on that map because there was just none. There were just none. There were like none on the road. There were none in the forest bit. There were none in Chalet. I found like one in Village. Like none in the road camp. I actually ended up getting loads of quests done. Grabbing the letter, getting the briefcase from the shoreline bit for therapist. I marked all. I took 6 markers with me just because I was like, well, I'll use 2 of them and the rest of them fit in my secure container in my case. And I ended up in a situation where I did the entirety of Revision Lighthouse and all of the 2 of them and all of the and Easy Job and all of the like fuel ones in one raid because I was just like, there's no one here.
Yeah.
Like the rogues are already dead. Someone's gone in and killed the rogues. All the PMCs have exited. There's no scavs. I'm literally running around with a shotgun and a Marlin. Like, I guess I'll just plant the helicopter, plant the fuels. I'll plant this thing. I'll plant that thing. I got the corporate secrets done. There was just nobody there. It was crazy. It was just really, really weird. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I just see like no one on that map. So it makes it really hard to do Cheetah Born in Heaven or anything. Like I had one fight with a guy in Chalet, and he was just like stood just in the stairs on Chalet, just waiting for people to turn up. And I was like, I like crouched and shot, and I crouched and I shot and I saw the shot or whatever, and then I died, and obviously I didn't kill him, and we didn't trade. And I was just like, how did he even kill me for that? Like with Pika's advantage, I don't even know how he managed to get that shot off, but it must have been something to do with the way that he could see the angle or whatever. I don't know. So it was just like it's just been really, really miserable. Like it's genuinely been just like really miserable trying to do anything on that map as usual. I got the scab kills done, so at least it's just 10 kills with the scab vest and 5 shooterborn headshots. So it's just like, well, I may as well do the shooterborn headshots because I got to get 5 kills on them anyway. So 10 kills on them anyway. So I may as well do those first. So far I got 1. I played Lighthouse like maybe the first day I did it. I played 3 raids. I haven't played Lighthouse because I didn't do any Lighthouse quests in the hardcore wipe because I wasn't going to do Lightkeeper. Obviously wasn't going to do Kappa. And there's just you couldn't get the Karun plate from any of those quests because that was removed. So there wasn't really any incentive to do Lighthouse. So I didn't play it in the hardcore wipe, like at all. And I stopped playing it after I get Lightkeeper in the wipe before. So I was like, I genuinely don't think I've played Lighthouse for like 9 months, maybe. It's like nearly a year. So obviously I get the Road Camp Godspawn straight off the bat, run straight into a Claymore, very first raid. Because I forgot where they were on the rocks. So I ran straight to Claymore and die immediately. Just like, honestly, screw this map. Like, this is just the worst map ever. Second one, I'm like, oh, I've spawned along the beach somewhere. Okay, it's time to have a spawn fight with somebody. Guy's got an AK. I've got a Marlin. I tried to go for the shot. I don't kill him. He kills me. Like, fair enough. Like, the spawns are rubbish, but like, we had a fair fight. I don't really mind too much. Third raid, I wander around, go into the camp, trying to kill scavs, rogues, find PMCs, do anything. Find some random scavs. There's a guy camping on one of the building roofs, so I was just like, oh, I can't get that way. He's like sniping me out. I'll have to run away. Then 2 scavs turn up in the road camp, player scavs. I like fight them, kill one of them. I'm fighting the second guy. I like walk behind one of the shacks between the metal fencing on the outside of the road camp and one of the shacks on the inside of it. Walk down there. Boom! Blow up to one of Partisan's grenades on a tripwire while I'm fighting this player scav. And I was like, I'm sorry, chat, but we're done. Like we're done today. Claymores into spawns, into Partisan's freaking nades inside the water treatment facility. It's just over. So I played 3 raids of Lighthouse and just gave up. We went to go and do something else. I went to go and do Theta Container instead. And then came back the day after and then did load more stuff. But on that day, just I hardly saw anybody ever. The only person I've seen on there was Tagilla Maskman, who I just peppered with APM. He's the only person I've seen on that map, really. And then the guy who shot me in Chalet. It's just empty. But I think because you have to pay $20K to get into that map, it's 4 mil. Hardly anybody's actually there. There's nobody on the map. So maybe get better later. So I'm going to leave that one, I think, for a bit as well. So I'm going to go back and do Streets and Reserve through the more open maps first, and then I'm going to come back to Lighthouse and Ground Zero a bit later once more people are actually in them. Because I think a lot of people are just if I wasn't doing Kappa, I just wouldn't be playing it. So yeah, Lighthouse is still awful. Like I said to chat, it was just VSG will do anything to not rework Lighthouse. They'll remove 10 FPS from customs to not have to rework Lighthouse.
I mean, feel like there's a genuine truth to that. I don't know, because I feel like the map needs an expansion won't fix it. I genuinely believe it needs an actual from the ground up. The foundation is just cursed. It's just not not a good. I won't go down that rabbit hole.
No, I know. There was a couple of like little things because we were talking again, with the chat guys about it. And it's like I think with a small few changes, you actually maybe could make the map playable, like an extra route around Chalet at the top, so you can avoid it if you want to. There's like another path.
Then like
I
everyone's just
think
gonna go there though.
But then there's at least you can choose, right? It's like the loot place or the other place. Like the
Okay.
problem with going through chalets, it's just like not even fair, right? People are just like inside the building. There's nowhere else to go. And then like a crashed boat on the seashore would like at least break up because the problem right now it's just empty, it's just open. So you just have to run. And if somebody's there, you just die. So if it was at least broken up a bit, then yeah, you could get shot at. You could still sit and take an angle, but there'd be somewhere for you to like run to. Like there's not enough,
right.
Unless you're like SJ6ing, like you can't get across the whole thing in one stamina bar. It's like it's just impossible to cross without getting killed. So if you had like a crashed boat, there was something that you could go inside, like a sort of halfway refuge on the beach that you could do something with. And then for the road itself, there should be a place a bit like streets. There should be like some kind of like an underground like access tunnel to just get under the road to take you to the other side. Like it doesn't need to be extensive. I don't think that this Lighthouse should have like an extensive underground because it'll have the reserve effect where everyone just plays under there. But like I think a bit like streets where you've got the underpass to get under the crossroads of streets in the middle, because like that road is just like a death zone. But you know that you can go under if you go into that middle bit. Again, on Lighthouse, I think that would work. So you'd have like I don't know, some kind of access tunnel, some service tunnel, something underneath the road. So it's like it's in a very specific spot, but you know that if you can path to it, then you could get through without like having to just run across the entire road. I think that would be good. It's like it's still maybe campable. You can still play around it, but it's a bit more interesting than just like having to just run through the open street. But anyway, yeah, we'll leave it there. We won't talk too much about Lighthouse, but it's just. Just playing it again, and I'm just like, I don't genuinely see any way to actually enjoy playing this map. It's just it's so obnoxious. It's really bad. Like the only way that I can see to get the kills is just to stay where I spawn and wait for people to turn up to me and just camp basically. Just camp and wait for people to walk past. That's the only way. You've got to have the right spawn for it, and it's rubbish. I still do need to start trying to transit in from woods. Is what I want to try and do. I want to see if that forces the spawn. Because there's certain spawns that are better than others. If you can spawn up in the northern section of the map in some capacity, that does at least give you something more to do. I've spawned like 60% of the time at Southern Road, and it's like, like where do I go from here? I just have to like fight the guy. So I fight my way through every other player on the map.
Just like nothing to loot.
There's nothing really to loot there.
Like you can go to the little like
shacks and then leave, but there's nothing in there really.
Yeah, the shacks have nothing. There's like a couple toolboxes, maybe some sugar and food and stuff. Like it's absolute garbage.
Yeah, it's miserable.
Yeah. You mentioned desync earlier, or no, Peaker's advantage, and that was one of my topics. Was 30% advantage in every game. Did you know that a study was conducted on Peaker's advantage in FPS games, and they found that I think it was around like. The Peaker has about a 30% advantage. I watched this video from this YouTuber named Tariq, Tariq 10X. Hope I'm saying their name right. If not, then sorry. And they had a really cool video. I'm not really sure what their content is about, generally speaking, but I thought it was just very interesting and well made. So they made a little like, both the quality is like 1080p or whatever. They made a little like demonstration in some type of graphical engine. I can't remember if it was like Unity or Unreal. I don't remember, but something very basic.
Something,
yeah. Yeah, they had like some sliders that they could play with to like simulate latency and tick rate and all these like netcoding thing, because there's this whole area, and like it was actually very it was very fun to watch, educational, and it was a nice little video. And they also included a segment on how like companies like Riot have tried to like work around these issues, because in a lot of ways, which I didn't realize, but before rollback netcode, I believe is, maybe I'm quoting the wrong thing. Before there was like advancements in netcode, let's say, you had to like predict if you were playing like Quake 4 Arena or whatever, or maybe prior to that, Quake 2 Combat multiplayer. You had to actually like predict, like even though your bullets were like instant hit scan, you had to actually like shoot ahead of where they actually were on their screen, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like what you were
Or because you
seeing,
had to hit them on the server, not on your client, something like that.
you had to hit them on like their client.
Right.
But you were seeing like a delay image. So you actually had to like aim ahead of it, which is like not intuitive at all when you're shooting like, a laser or whatever. Um and so that's when they sort of like came up with this I guess like server authoritative or whatever,
Oh, I see. Yeah.
but then you have a new issue which is like you can like die behind walls essentially because the server or you get like invalids like you fire the thing and then it's a very the graph there's like graphics used in it to help explain the concepts and it's a very fun video but I thought it was interesting too because the towards the end he talks about the research paper and you can go and read it if you want. Let me see if I can find what the name of it was. The effects of network latency on peakers advantage in first-person shooter games, which I love stuff like seeing proper like research papers and it's about like something within video gaming. Not just I don't know. It's something. There was one I was looking at with like the loot boxes or something. I don't know. It's just like fun. It's because people. It's just like kind of like one of those things where it's like oh yeah, I did a research paper on astrophysics and the molecules in space. Meanwhile, it's like, well, I did a research paper on Netcode in a video game. I just like, I just really appreciate that people do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I think they found that when you have, I'm trying to remember the scenario. Let's see, we got actually he does a really good chart here. Or no, here it is. Yeah. So you got the peaker and defender, and when let's see, when the defender is on a 30-second delay, or sorry, a 60-second delay, like ping. I think this might be ping disadvantage. I'm not positive. Um, the peaker has like a 38% advantage based off their
Mm.
like testing, which is kind of like that's a pretty big number, And in a lot of these games like Counter Strike,
Yeah.
Valorant, which Valorant kind of like address some of the stuff, but you tend to like the game's built in a way where like you're supposed to like hold positions, because like in Counter Strike when you're moving, you try to shoot your gun, it just like it goes everywhere. Like you're supposed to do like this stop and like take precision shots and manage your burst and stuff.
Yeah.
So it really like hinders a lot of this stuff. And then you think about like level design too, you may not always be accounting for this type of thing. Like one thing I could like imagine, um, like actually factoring Tarkov is kind of a good example. The like underground areas where you got like these like pipes running along the walls and then they bend around the corner. If you're like holding the angle in the corner, you can like kind of use a little bit of the slit of the gap between the wall and the pipe. It's like the pipe obfuscates
Yeah.
most of the vision, but you can like see a little bit more through the corners. So the peak when the guy peeks, you see him before you can actually shoot him, but like it's kind of an interesting
But you get the
thing.
information, yeah.
Yeah, it might help mitigate that a little bit. Um,
Or like shadows. There's one spot on Arena at the moment where because the sun is in a particular angle, when they peek behind this thing, you can see them coming because the shadow comes first and then they peek around, so you know they're coming, so you can just pre-file them basically.
that's super. Yeah. That's another interesting thing. Yeah, I wonder how that would play into it because yeah, I don't know that'd be interesting. Because you're seeing even if you are seeing a delay shadow, let's say, you still can't actually hit them until their character's on your screen. So even if the shadow's delayed in sync with their character, you know what I mean? It would actually help mitigate. Because I was thinking like, oh, that can't actually do anything because you would, they're still delayed. The information will be on your screen. It's not real time, But that doesn't really matter because you can't shoot their shadow and do damage to them. So like, you're still getting that information is still valuable, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyways, don't worry about me. Just had a minor little brain fart. And then let's see what else, but like so like basically they found like if you're playing on like higher ping, like let's say you're playing EU, it's like do not hold angle. Like only peek, be aggressive, like because yeah, you're just at such a disadvantage. It's just like very very interesting. But yeah, it was a fun video. This is nothing really like new or groundbreaking. I mean, there's a section in there where they talk about some of the things Valorant did that he like. It's not a part of the uh the research paper. It was just like I think it was just literally just Valorant's thing. Yeah. Um. And yeah, I don't know, it's just kind of cool. Just kind of cool stuff. It was a
No, it's
fun
good.
little video. I liked it. Thank you, YouTube algorithm. You delivered a gem to me.
Nice one. It's good.
And then lastly, I want to tell you about Oni. Have I told you about Oni?
I feel like it rings a bell.
I can't
But
remember.
tell me. I don't remember either.
So I'm pulling up my VOD here. This game, came out before. I don't know if it actually came out before. What you call it, Halo? But this was like the predecessor before Halo that Bungie was working on ish. I mean, not really
Right.
predecessor, but this is like just one of the games you're working on, right? And I played this when I was a kid. I remember playing this game and I loved it. Like
It looks
I
quite good, honestly.
it was pretty good. I mean, this is like 2003. No, wait, that can't be right. I'm not sure. 2001 maybe. I have to like fact check.
Should I check?
Yeah, because I can't say if it
Yeah,
was like
2001. January as well, so early.
okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. Um, sorry, I was hearing myself talk. So dumb. But yeah, it's a really it's a third person gun fu type of game. You know, like there's
Yeah.
guns, but there's a lot of like fighting combat, and it's really like I don't know what it is about the game. Just like it just man, I wish they would like bring this IP back and make it because it's set in like a cyberpunk kind of like Ghost in the Shell type of situation. I mean,
Yeah.
the story is like you work for this police agency, you're just bad, the syndicate, you're trying to like take them out, and you have like an android waifu who like helps you out and calms you and stuff, and then oh no, she was taken by the evil bad guy's henchman. You gotta go save her, and then the like subplot that like the main character doesn't know about is like the police chief is kind of like evilly, and is like uh she was like created um android magical power or cyber power. I don't know, because then you get like these new moves, and it's so I don't know. It's like the voice lines are so iconic to me. Like every enemy, like if you die to a certain enemy type, like I don't know what they're called, the striker guys, they'll be like, "You lose," and they'll taunt you and stuff. And they'll have there's certain moves. I think they're called like special moves, maybe, but they say like voice lines, like it's very like anime esque. They're like striker slam. They'll do like this like it's got like all this
Right.
echo and reverberation. Like oh, it's just it's. I'm sure when I'm describing it, everyone's just like, "This sounds like a load of garbage." But like to me, it was like pure dopamine being
That's the
injected
thing. It's
into
old
me.
school nostalgia, right? Like,
Yeah,
you can't like if you don't know, then you won't get it at this point. You
I'm
can't replace it. It
telling
looks
you.
cool. The animations are very smooth though.
Yeah, I mean it's a really fun. It was a really well made game. It just had a lot of good systems. It's very challenging. I'm playing on like difficulty now, like the highest difficulty, like getting my butt kicked literally. But yeah, it is an IP that I wish they would bring back. You can find so it's kind of a 'cause I think it was made by a team that later became Rockstar,
Oh
I
wow.
think is how that works. But it's kind of in like IP hell or whatever, where like,
Was that court or something between two
yeah, exactly. It's
like
like,
dev teams or something?
yeah, like two ownerships ish or something. So it's like I don't know. Like no one wants to like go through that to like bring back the IP, is my understanding. But the fan base like is crawling for a remake because I went and found um a bunch of like communities because obviously I want to like mod it, put in ultimate texture pack 5,000, but
Ray tracing.
yeah, I wish that'd be so cool. But no, I mean this game is like super old. You cannot actually, if you own a CD copy, you cannot play this game on modern machines. You have to
Hmm.
like download a community patcher and
Right.
patch it basically.
There's a lot. I
So
mean, there's a lot of stuff like that. There's a lot of games like that these days where it's just
yeah,
they don't really run very well on on modern machines anymore, especially like PC titles. But like a lot of the old ones, things like some of the old stuff, just especially the incompatibility with the resolutions, they just don't go anywhere near high enough, and the UIs are tiny. I remember like trying to play the
mm,
old like Command and Conquers. It's partly the reason why they like did these remasters and stuff because the old discs, like you put them in, they don't you have to run them in like compatibility mode for Windows 95, and when you run your screen in like 800 by 600, 4 by 3, and it's all this rubbish. Otherwise, it just won't run.
yeah, yeah. This is a game I wish they would like remake or remaster. I'll take either at this
Mm.
point.
It reminds me of a game. The similar game that it reminds me of is a game that I used to play on the Sega Saturn, older one,
Oh,
but it's called Die Hard Arcade.
mm,
It's not that similar, but it's sort of the era.
mm-hmm,
That's like
mm-hmm.
1996, so that's like 5 years prior. So that's like even older. But that was sort of like again like mostly fighting, but like a little bit of handguns and stuff. It's sort of like broadly based on like Die Hard in general.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but that was like it's like 20-minute game. You could play two player, and it's supposed to be an arcade game, but they put it on the Sega Saturn, and then you basically beat the game, and then you get to fight each other at the end with the remaining number of lives you've got, which is like really sick actually. Like how many lives you have at the end, you get to like fight, like just go head to head and do PvP on the top of the skyscraper after you've beaten the end boss. Like it was good fun, but it's sort of got that same kind of aesthetic. It's not as freestyle as this, just
Mm-hmm.
earlier. It's like it's sort of they did the one step on from side scroll fighters. Actually, I guess there were quite a few like this actually where you couldn't move around in 2D, I guess it is, right? Because you can't. You could jump, but you're always facing left or right. But
Right.
you can like move up or down the lanes,
Yeah, yeah.
But
That
you can't
was.
see them, so it's of that style. Like that's how it's
Yeah,
done.
yeah,
So it's not
yeah.
like
I know what you're talking about.
full 2D like this, but it's like you can only move, you can only fight people left and right. So if somebody's like above you, you can't fight them necessarily unless you've got certain weapons. So it's like you could like kick over. There's like a broom in a bucket. And you could like get the broom, and that you could hit people like between lanes with the broom. So like the broom was like absolutely
Mm.
goated because you couldn't punch somebody who's below you. You had to be in line with them, but with the broom you could still hit them. So it was just like insane weapons. It reminds me a little bit of that. I played the absolute crap out of that when I was a kid
Yeah.
on the old Sega Saturn. Such a good game,
Yeah, I remember playing this
very
game a
iconic.
lot, multiple playthroughs. There was cheats where you could like model swap to other characters in the game,
Oh,
but it wasn't just a model swap. You actually had their entire move set. So you
oh that's cool.
yeah, so you would like play I would do playthroughs of like different characters and you just have like a completely, you know, sometimes good move set, sometimes really bad move set,
Mm.
sometimes OP move set. It was really fun.
That is fun.
But yeah,
That's fun. Yeah,
um
these old games are good. Apparently, TimeSplitters is getting
I need to play that game.
an update.
And now I will be able
It's
to,
like
it
some
sounds like.
remake. 2 days ago, the TimeSplitters remake is finally out after more than a decade.
Ooh. I'll have to check that
Is,
out.
is it the actual 3 games or like a big tribute? At the minute, it's the latter. Only the TimeSplitters 1 being the campaign. Ideas to add content of all 3. Apparently, it's out. I don't know. Like I haven't played that game for ever. I played that
Mhm.
game for ever. I can't remember the last time I played a TimeSplitters game. We're talking. Oh my goodness. I mean, this is like my console era, so that's before I wasn't. Yeah, we're talking like 20 years or something outrageous. Must be. I have to check it out. But yeah, it's funny because I was talking about it the other day, and someone was like, "Hey, there's a remake, really?" And I was like, "Wow, I didn't even realize." It's mad.
That's cool.
Yeah. Good old nostalgia, eh?
I like me some.
I want to remake. I want them to remake Final Fantasy 9. That's been on the cards for like years. There's been like rumors and.
What it? Oh, Final Fantasy 9.
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
Hmm.
My favorite one.
I saw.
I think you did. Like, I don't. Have you ever played the Final Fantasies?
I think I played a little bit of 10 or 11. I remember
Yeah.
doing a lot of Blitzball and I hated it.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's 10. That's 10.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
say a little bit. I played a fair amount. I got to a certain point where I was just like, I can't be bothered anymore. You know.
Yeah.
Um.
Uh, Lots of people like 10. I don't really like 10 that much. I
Oh.
feel like it's one of those things. If you like grew up with it, when you played, if you played the first ones when you were like young, well, not the first ones, but like the 7 through 9, the PlayStation 1 era ones, when you were younger, it kind of like got you into the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you would be like a JRPG kind of person, really. I think,
Probably. Yeah. I'd
but
never really did
you
play
probably
a lot
missed
of
out
those.
on that. Like, yeah,
The only
yeah.
one I was gonna say, because I saw a YouTube video and I didn't remember what the context was, but it was Digimon World. And it was
Huh.
that was like a JRPG. It was like so
Mm.
scuffed because you had to like God, it was so weird. It was like it's nothing like Pokemon, but like you go and there's like Digimon in this village and you gotta like rescue, like go out and find Digimon and like recruit them to the village. And then you yourself, you get a Digimon, but you have to like take care of it in an egg. And it has like an egg and stuff, and you like feed it if I remember correctly. And then when you do combat, you don't actually like it's real time, but you don't actually tell it to do specific moves except for like special moves. But otherwise, you're just like your
Right.
character's like shouting like attack, attack, defend, defend. Like it's just so weird. And basically it's like an auto battler. And it's like I just
Right.
remember like spamming attack, and it's just like it was a horror. Like I don't know. It was one of those games where like I also remember playing it, and I didn't have a memory card at the time, so like I constantly played like the first couple of like I just remember doing like the mines dungeon and like getting the the armadillo of like a drill on his nose or whatever, and like the fishing one. It's like and like one time I made it like really far in like this like graveyard area of like a teddy bear or something, and I don't remember. And it was like back then it was like I just left the PlayStation on and cut the TV off so it would run overnight.
The old memory card, just in RAM,
Yeah.
Those are the
Man.
days.
Poor parents' electric bill. They never knew.
Yep. Back then it was so cheap though. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, gosh. Definitely good times. Oh my word, the nostalgia.
Yep. But that's what we have remakes for, Keiko. So we can relive those moments and then share those
Yeah.
with, new people.
I need to play the Final Fantasy 7 remake at some point. And I still haven't, it's been out for
Yeah, that was
years.
on my list, yeah.
I just never got around to it. I don't know whether they've actually did they do all 3? I think they've released all 3 now. I think.
Mm.
Only the first 2. Actually, maybe they didn't do the last part yet. I was genuinely waiting until they did all 3, but I've been waiting like 10 years now. And I still haven't played them. So I was like, I don't want to do them, a bit at a time because it could be years in between.
Oh, wait. TimeSplitters Rewind is the remake you're referring to, and it's a
Apparently
fan
so.
remake.
Oh, is it? Oh, I didn't realize. Really?
I
I
mean,
mean, I only found about this like yesterday, so I don't even know.
YouTube titles would never mislead me, Giga. So I'm pretty sure this is factual and actual.
Yeah, they'd never emphasize or exaggerate for clicks. Not ever. Not ever. Not ever.
Nearly 200 contributors over 10 years. I mean, that's some dedication to the game. I mean, I gotta check this out myself. I'm gonna check this out.
I mean, I feel like TimeSplitters 1 would feel pretty dated at this point. Like TimeSplitters 1 was like very bare bones from memory. Like the campaigns in there was just kind of like there wasn't any story really. It was just like one or two of you could like go into a map, kill stuff, grab a thing, and then leave. That was basically it. And then the map gets angry when you grab the thing, sort of deal. So TimeSplitters 2 was a lot better. TimeSplitters 2 had like missions with like sub objectives, you know, like go to the dam and do the thing, like disable the cameras and get inside, and like there's like a zombie outbreak that they're containing. Like that was like more interesting. TimeSplitters 2 is definitely better. Was that TimeSplitters 3? Can't remember now. That might have been TimeSplitters 3 actually.
That was
I'm not
another
sure
series I
if
didn't get a chance to really
yeah.
play, so I missed out.
Maybe that. I'm sure that was TimeSplitters 2. That must have been.
I might have to. I really enjoy the preservation and like the community. Like it's amazing. Like you can just pull up a game usually, like that you played on like a console, find an emulator, get it set up, and then it's like, oh yeah, there's this community that has like, because some of the emulators, I think like DuckStation maybe, or some of the PlayStation 2 emulators, you can like dump all the textures as you play the game. And so what they'll do is they'll like play the game, they'll get all the textures dumped, then they'll take all those textures and like feed them to like an AI, upscaler. And so then they'll have like an HD texture pack, quote unquote. And then, it's just like kind of amazing some of the stuff people like do for these types of things. That's like just a game, a fairly niche kids game, quote unquote, whatever, from like the 2000s.
Yeah.
Just like, it's cool. I like it. I like stuff like that.
Yeah, it's good.
All right. Enough nostalgia.
Okay.
Nostalgia. Go back in the closet. We'll see you in another 5 years. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll see you all next week.
Catch you later.